In my OnePlus 13 review video, I raved about its performance, its sleek design, and its many more attributes. I also did put everything into context of flagship phones and illustrated the value that the OnePlus 13 offers. Now that said, today I have one question. Is the OnePlus 13 truly the flagship killer that many believe it to be? To find out, I'm putting it head-to-head against the current phone of the year 2024, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, in a battle of design, cameras, raw performance, and overall user experience. Many of you who are tech enthusiasts can already see where this is going. Others, you're definitely in for a surprise. Let's go ahead and jump in. Alright, first off, let's talk design. And I want to preface this by saying, and I cannot emphasize this enough, this category of the review video is going to be subjective. You are going to like what you like, and I am going to like what I like. So let's start off. Both phones look and feel premium, but you'll immediately notice differences. The OnePlus 13 is smaller, lighter, soft rounded corners, and easier to handle when compared to the Galaxy S24 Ultra. There is a 20-gram difference here, and that you can definitely feel when holding it in hand compared to the S24 Ultra. We also have a slider here on the left side of the phone, along with an overall slightly curved display, and topping it off with a massive camera plastered on the back there. You just cannot miss this. On the other side, the S24 Ultra is big. It's bold. It has a flat display that just screams premium, a bit more than that of the OnePlus. It looks and feels like it was chiseled off of a block of metal. On top of that, Samsung brings its signature S Pen to the table, a feature that's become iconic, so much so that many cannot go without. And this, by the way, is a tool or feature that's not available on the OnePlus. You have a camera module here as well, but in this case it is composed of individual lenses. The verdict here, personally, again, it's subjective. I'm gonna lean for the Galaxy S24 Ultra. I prefer this design, this massive block here. I have large hands, so this works, it just works well with my hands. Now let's move on to displays, and let me say this first. Both displays here are just out of this world. They are amazing. You know, that said, the OnePlus 13's display is just on another level. It's a Quad HD Plus 120Hz Pro XDR display that's pushing a whopping 4,500 nits of peak brightness. And on top of that, it has a higher dimming level at 2,160 Hz PWM. For those of you who care. To put things into perspective, the OnePlus 13 here is the world's first smartphone to score an A++ rating from DisplayMate. That shows how good this display here is. The S24 Ultra's display is a top-tier display as well, and it's also one of the best displays you can get your hands on a smartphone. This one is pushing 2,600 nits of brightness, which is very high already, but on top of that, it also tops it off with an anti-glare coating, making for a better user experience under direct sunlight. So for the display, based off of my personal experience, I'm going to give it to the S24 Ultra, but please let me explain myself. I know many of you are gonna flame me in the comment section, but please let me explain myself, all right? Again, based off of my user experience, I prefer that of the S24 Ultra for a number of reasons, but let me start off with the OnePlus here. When you crank up that brightness on the OnePlus, like really high, sometimes, and I really mean just sometimes, it appears oversaturated. And on top of that, there are some settings during which you get, kind of a glare, because clearly it doesn't have an anti-glare coating on it, right? So having super high specs definitely comes in handy, but sometimes, just sometimes, it doesn't, because it doesn't have something to go along with it to make it just perfect. And that's the other way around with the S24 Ultra. The anti-glare display here always works, and it's continuously enhancing your overall user experience under direct sunlight. Again, I'm basing this off of my personal user experience. Additionally, I have grown to prefer flat displays, right? So you have a gigantic rectangular flat display that gives you more of a TV type of experience, right? As opposed to the curved one that you have on the OnePlus here. But again, that's more of a personal preference than anything. Also, the specs on the S24 Ultra, definitely no slouch, right? So overall, I prefer the user experience offered by the display on the S24 Ultra. But some of you might find better usage in some of the display specs found on the OnePlus. By the way, if you didn't hate me and click away with what I was just saying earlier, please do me a favor. Hit both the like and the subscribe button there. I truly appreciate that. All right, so let's talk performance now. And before we get there, I can just tell you straight up that the OnePlus 13 wins this category hands down. Simply put, the OnePlus's Snapdragon 8 Elite chip is a beast from another world. It beats down the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 found on the S24 Ultra here. Clearly, given that it's its predecessor. And it's not even close, by the way. It feels like the OnePlus is twice as fast as the S24 Ultra. I mean, gaming, on max settings in Genshin Impact and all of the other heavy games, the OnePlus ran buttery smooth, staying cooler with no frame drops. The S24 Ultra, a bit warm, definitely warmer than the OnePlus, and keeping up with some, frame drops here and there. The OnePlus is essentially a gaming phone when compared to the S24 Ultra. By the way, keep in mind that we can notice these things when sitting them side by side and comparing them in super heavy projects and gaming, right? So on the day-to-day stuff, navigating the internet, checking emails and things like that, you won't notice any difference. So again, the OnePlus 13 here takes the crown for performance. All right, so let's move on to software here. And as far as software and AI go, we have on the OnePlus 13 Oxygen OS 15 sitting on Android 15. Gemini is here, and there are some AI tools as well with great levels of customization, and overall, it's just fantastic. You have an intuitive, smooth, and overall excellent user experience on the OnePlus here. Now, the S24 Ultra is pushing One UI 6 here, sitting on Android 14. One UI is more, seasoned, right? It's a more seasoned operating system, and its entire life just seems to be revolving around customization. You can do much more here. And on top of that, Samsung's take on AI, when looking at their collaboration with Google, is just next level, right? Everything is optimized to work as well as possible with the S24 Ultra. So I give this category to the S24 Ultra because beyond just very intuitive operating systems, the One UI, the operating system that you have on the S24 here, goes beyond that, right? It just fits and sits pretty well within the ecosystem when, it connects pretty well with all of the other Samsung devices, making it a very solid and robust continuity in between devices. Again, that's just my take. Now let's go ahead and talk battery. And this one here, there's no question about it. The OnePlus is gonna take this away. It's loaded with a whopping 6,000 milliamp hour battery. And guess what? The OnePlus 13 includes a charger in the box. The S24 Ultra, no charger in the box, and only 5,000 milliamp hour battery. So clearly smaller battery. It's a bigger phone, but smaller battery compared to the OnePlus here. And charging speed. You wanna hear about charging speed? The OnePlus here can hit 80 watts. So from 0 to 100% in under 40 minutes. That's how fast you can charge your phone. That's just insane. And on top of that, it also supports 50-watt wireless charging. Again, insane. So like I said, this category, clearly OnePlus 13. It takes the crown. Let's go ahead and move on to cameras now. The S24 kept a minimal look, whereas the bump on the OnePlus is bold. And beyond that, you have a 50 megapixel wide, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and the new 50 megapixel 3x telephoto lens on the OnePlus 13. Shots are clean, vibrant, and detailed. On the S24 Ultra, you also have that signature whopping 200 megapixel wide where you can zoom into things from really far away. Then you have a 10 megapixel telephoto, 50 megapixel periscope, telephoto, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. Wow, that was a mouthful there. So you have 4 cameras on the S24 Ultra here as opposed to 3 on the OnePlus. Pictures are vibrant here as well and detailed. So for photos and videos in general, both phones are just powerhouses, right? Although I do lean more towards the S24 Ultra. It could be because I'm used to it, but you know, that's just me. When it comes down to low light video also, they are neck and neck, you know, but ultra wide footage though, the OnePlus slightly edges out Samsung's with less grain and noise. So there are both pros and cons on either one of these two phones. Now, before we go ahead and close the video, I want to go ahead and really touch up on some honorable mentions here, starting off with the OnePlus 13 here. It includes an IP69 rating. Very cool. We also have the option for 16 gigs of RAM, which is the one that I have here, and a price tag that's lower than that of the S24 Ultra, along with a few other things. On the S24 Ultra, we have the S Pen, which is something not available on the OnePlus. We have a longer software support and Samsung DeX. So these, of course, are things that you need to keep in mind as you are shopping for either one of these two phones here. Now, with all of this said, I mean, the OnePlus 13 here is clearly a performance monster. Its camera surprises, its battery definitely impresses, and it's priced to compete. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra brings the S Pen and unmatched software longevity and a robust ecosystem. Now, if you are after performance without breaking the bank or without selling a kidney, well, the OnePlus 13 is the way to go. But if you want the ecosystem perks of Samsung and that legendary S Pen, then the S24 Ultra is the way to go. And that's just my take. And by the way, if you are currently considering ordering the Galaxy S25 Ultra, make sure to reserve, because by reserving, you'll be saving a lot more money, up to $1,250, along with another $50 off your purchase and a chance to win $5,000. So make sure to hit the link in the description. I'm going to have the link so that you could go ahead and reserve if you were thinking about doing so. I just ask for your email, you add your email, and you could add your email, your name, and you'll be ready to go. Anyways, I'm certainly hoping that this was informative. What's your take? I know I probably offended some people there, so let's meet in the comment section. Let me know what your take is on either one of these two phones here. Looking forward to catching you in the comment section. Please do me a favor, hit both the like and the subscribe button. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel, right? Share this video if you know anyone who'll be interested. I'm going to catch you in the comment section like I mentioned. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.